one last time. Welcome back to the last Hints and Theories video so far. And yeah, again, not really a Hints and Theories video since we already know who the mole is, or better said, who the moles were. But I want to talk a little bit about the last episode in which we got to see all the hidden hints and the mole actions. And I also want to give a little feedback on the season in general. Want to tell you my favorite mole actions of Uma and of Philippe, and also my favorite task. And then I'm really curious to hear what you think about all of that. And last but not least, at the end of the video, I have a little recommendation for all of you who want to dive a little bit deeper into some background information. So let's start with that last episode, and I have to say that I found it was a really interesting version due to that live event they had. But to be honest, I did miss a little bit the feeling of those last episodes in the last season. So I really liked that there were so many emotions there, and that they, after months, came together and spent several hours together, because I always had the feeling while watching that, yeah, it was just filled with a lot of happy emotions, but also some, well, let's say sad moments, very emotional moments, and I did miss that a little bit in this episode this time. Also, I missed to see how the finalists reacted to Philippe's mole actions. Yeah, so I think it was a nice idea for this special anniversary season, but in general I guess I would prefer it if they go back to their normal version next time again. Also, I was a bit, well, not so happy about only 2 hidden hints, one to Philippe and one to Uma. I really expected more of them there, and I think we also had some nice ones too, both of them. But I was a little bit happy that at the end of that episode we got to see that interview scene that I've talked about and that I've also mentioned in the comments on my last video, which I personally thought was a huge hint to Uma. Yeah, they didn't say it was one, but they showed it again, so maybe we could count it as one. Now that also brings me to my feedback of the whole season, and I have to say that the whole production team and the candidates really have my biggest respect for how they went through the season and how they reacted to all of these special circumstances. I really enjoyed watching that season. It was exciting, it was emotional, it had some really funny moments. My absolutely favorite moment is, well, the banana tattoo scene, simply because it shows how, well, close the candidates got, and I really can imagine that there were some friendships that developed from that whole adventure. So I really enjoyed that. And yeah, in general, it was a very special season, which kind of fits to an anniversary season. But yeah, I guess it went very differently than it was originally planned. Now, my favorite mole actions, and I think I have to mention 2 simply because we had 2 moles. So first of all, when it comes to Philippe's mole's actions, my favorite one was the one with the axe. Simply because even some of the production members did not recognize it as one right when it happened. Because yeah, the wind and then the axe had to be balanced there, and I just thought it was a really nice idea of Philippe to do it like that. For Uma, of course, it was more difficult to come up with creative or very clever mole actions, simply because, well, she was only briefed a short time before the actual task happened, and I think she did a really good job and really earns our respect for doing it like that. And in her case, I really loved how she did that water park task, simply because of 2 reasons. The first reason is that she only became the mole a few hours before the task happened, and I think she really went into that role of the mole very well. And the second reason is because I really love the idea that the mole got like a little helper, so to say, and I think she and her boyfriend did a very good job. And that already brings me to my favorite task of the season, and that definitely was the water park task. I really enjoyed watching it. I guess I would have also enjoyed participating in it, which is probably why I enjoyed watching it so much. When it comes to other tasks, I have to say that sometimes I enjoyed like bits of it. So I really liked that balloons in the cactus field part of the task. And also, what was an amazing idea I thought, and what I enjoyed watching a lot, was that hotel room in which Nele and Bert had to solve those little riddles, because first of all it seemed like, yeah, okay, some little games they have to play and riddles they have to solve, but in the end they were in the main position. Without them the other two groups couldn't do their tasks. And also I loved how Nele and Bert interacted with each other and controlled each other, and yeah, I really enjoyed that part of the task. Now I'm really curious what you think about this season, about the last episode, the hidden hints, the mole actions. Also tell me what was your favorite mole action and what was your favorite task. And now I promised you a little recommendation. In the WIDM forum there are also some very interesting articles and interviews with participants, just like our two moles, Uma and Philippe, for example, and those are really worth reading. I will put the link to that into the info box down below, because I think it would be, well, simply too much to translate all of that in a video like this one here. And if you're interested in it, then check that site out and probably use a translator. That will definitely work, and I guess it is very interesting. At least I learned a lot of interesting things out of that. So before I will stop this video, I want to say thank you to the production and the participants for such a wonderful, exciting, different and interesting season. I really enjoyed watching it, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. And of course I want to say a huge thank you to all of you who have watched my videos, who have liked them and who have commented. I enjoyed reading your comments so much. I enjoyed replying to them, discussing with you. It is such an interesting game, but it gets even better when you have people who love it just as much as you do, and yeah, who bring in other opinions and bring in, well, discussion aspects that you probably did not see while watching the episode, or like in a totally different tunnel than you are. It's just so much more fun enjoying this interesting adventure together. And I'm really looking forward to the next seasons, and I'm really hoping that all of you will be joining me again. And this is also why, for one last time, at least for now, I ask you to subscribe to the channel, to follow me on Instagram and join our International Facebook group, because I'm very sure and I plan to come back here as soon as there will be new information about the new DeMol or the Mole seasons, and I'm really hoping to see you all back then. Until then, have a wonderful summer or a wonderful winter wherever you live, and yeah, if you hear anything interesting about new mole seasons probably in other countries, then I'm always very happy to receive a message or a new comment. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to hear from all of you again. Bye!